co-presentation for you, which is based on a case study about USI, a cosmetics brand. And I hope that if the guys can't bear through 15 minutes of talks about makeup, then maybe at least you can enjoy the pictures. The way we'll go about it is that Agle, will firstly tell you a bit about the founder. Then I'll tell you how the brand was bought by Coty, and then later Nadine will tell you how the brand was evolved during the management of L'Oreal, as well as she'll introduce one of the competitors, Herboist, and then we'll move on to a piece of communications by the brand, as well as Stephanie will open a discussion, just some feedback from you, what you think about the brand positioning, about the brand itself. And then Stephanie will present some of the very nice analysis that she and Vivi conducted. And finally, we have to thank Jennifer for doing the presentation for us. So, this is Yosei Kan. She founded the Yosei Kan Cosmetics Ltd company in 1992. She's an Emmy award-winning Chinese and American TV hostess. And the brand was founded on the basis that there was no cosmetic brands for Asian skin tones. In fact, in the 90s, cosmetics market in China was very complicated and very different from cosmetics markets in America, Europe, or even Korea and Japan. In fact, only 10% of the beauty products sold in China were makeup. Makeup was seen as counter-revolutionary. It was seen as unnecessary, socially unacceptable, and even harmful to the skin. However, USI Kan managed to take the brand from zero to a #1 brand by promoting it strongly. She wrote one of the first books about makeup in China, which proved to be a bestseller. Also, she secured a very wide distribution for the brand, and finally, she personally trained first beauty advisors in China. So, later on, the brand in 1996 was sold to Coty, which is a New York-based cosmetics firm and the largest world's perfume producer. However, what Coty did was that they strongly concentrated on the distribution and took it to less premium stores. USI was available in over 1,000 stores at that time, while the branding efforts went to their own brand, Lancaster, which reduced the relevance of USI to its market and created friction with the founder of the brand. In 2004, the product was sold to L'Oreal. Firstly, they took it to consumer product division, and what they did there, they used a standard L'Oreal in-house proved strategy, which was celebrity glamour, wide distribution, and scientific improvement. All of the communications focused on technology, as well as they always featured Chinese actresses and models. However, after 2 years in the consumer brand division, the brand had around 22% of brand recognition, which in comparison to 1996 was 95%. Thus, the brand was losing relevance and losing sales. I'll give it to you.
Yes. So, as they were in troubles, like Abby just mentioned, they tried something new. They tried a luxury strategy to go different. So, what they actually did at that time, they contracted a Paris-based agency, for marketing and branding, and they had some insight that now there is a new Chinese woman, that the new Chinese modern woman is actually proud, self-confident, and it's really confident of the future and to find its position in the society. However, they still treasure their families. So how they wanted to communicate it? They did it in 2 ways. First of all, television and print media, and they used the famous Chinese supermodel Dou Chuan, and the girl here, and they did it like L'Oreal always do, with the sentence about what the women feel, how they see themselves. So one sentence was I hold the future in my hand, or on this one was, I know what makes me strong and confident, so really empowering the women. The price was slightly higher at that time than actually L'Oreal Paris. This was how the packaging now looks like. It's from their webpage. So it's very plain and gold and neutral. Another example of Chinese cosmetic is Herboist, a competitor. They actually are more successful than L'Oreal. So what they do is they use also modern technology and ancient Chinese knowledge, and they combine it to new products. And they describe it on their production very nicely. And so they can not only know what is inside, but also how to use it best. However, the product is not that different from what USI does. But what is really different is the packaging, as you can see. Like, they really start to know what is important for China. This packaging, so like the yin and yang on the both pictures, and the lotus flower. So yin and yang and lotus flower is like harmony, balancing, love, and lotus is actually also used in Buddhism. So they really understand that very well.
We'll now just show you a piece of communications so you can get a feel of what the brand stands for.
我的未来从走对第一步开始。美丽肌肤关键第一步，玉溪生机之水，萃取珍贵灵芝精华，提升肌肤能量，带来健康润泽，焕发生机，开启肌肤的美丽未来。玉溪生机之水，我的未来掌握在我手中。
Hello everyone, how did you feel about this video? I'm going to ask 3 of the candidates to answer, okay? First.
I'd say she feels like she's very in control of herself and very
Yeah.
confident.
Yes, so confident and control, okay? Anyone else? First you and you, okay?
I think the person is very powerful, is very confident, is quite decisive.
Decisive,
Yeah.
okay?
I think she's cool.
She's cool, that's all. Thank you, she's cool. Okay, thank you very much. So, that's quite great discussion because the conclusions are quite similar with our what we discovered here. And what L'Oreal trying to deliver with this USI brand is deliver a woman who is confident and she's cool, right? And what's more, she is decisive, right? What you have mentioned before, and she is using the direct communication style, and she is actually very active. But what is accepted in China? Our value is actually modest, warm. We prefer a compromiser, and we prefer indirect communication strategy. What's more, we are good listener, and we are more reactive. So, absolutely, you can see that something is wrong here. Okay, so let's look at exactly what is wrong here. First, the product. I think what their problem is with their position. It is a consumer brand or a luxury brand. It is focused on the young people or the middle-aged woman. That is the first mismatch. As you can see, this package is much younger, and this one with the golden and the silver package, it looks a little bit older. And for us, actually, we think this is not luxury. Golden and silver in China, what we say? 土豪, right? It's new rich. So the second mismatch is people. They use this speak girl, who is Du Zhen, Nadine have mentioned before. But she is successful, but she is successful in the Western world, right? She is not successful in China because a lot of girls we don't know how who is she. So, and what's more, her face is actually she is the kind of beauty that the Western people are more preferred. In China, we prefer bigger eyes, right? So, where is your target customer, Western or Eastern? This is mismatch 2. This mismatch 3 is their promotion. You can see they use the Miss China to promote their brand, but actually, Miss China is much like a global event. So, if you want to focus in China, I think this is not appropriate. So make a conclusion. You can see that compare it with the Herbalist brand, we can see that Herbalist brand is much more consistent and focused on the culture. So how does this happen? According to the Riis model, the cultural types, we can see that because L'Oreal is a French brand, right? And how does French people act? They are, you can see here, they are more linear, active, cool, factual, and decisive planners, as you can see from this video. But how does Chinese people act? We are more, we are more reactive, and we are more cautious, amiable. So this is what really happened from the perspective of Chinese culture and analysis. And so let's make a conclusion how to understand the cultural difference. We use the onion theory. See, what L'Oreal trying to deliver with the Yusai brand is they use the language. As you can see, Du Juan is saying, okay, I hold my future in my hand. This is language. And what else? The house you can see in the video is decorating in a very French style also, not Chinese style. And the clothing, she is wearing a simple dressing code, which is also not Chinese traditional culture. But what Herbalist do is totally different. This brand really inspire our liking for this brand because they connect very closely with our Chinese traditional culture all the time, consistently. So, what really how to show your confidence is very important from the culture or from the very language and the clothing things. Our conclusion is, okay, for your future, how to understand the culture as a key success factor. We can see in this case, the first one, culture, C standing for culture is persuasive, okay? And also understanding is very important in this case. So the else, I hope you can check yourself because it's a little bit at the time. So this is the end of the course, but I hope this is also the beginning of your bright future because by understanding good management of cultural differences, I wish that everyone could have a brighter future, career future, also a happier life, right? Thank you very much. So,
any questions? Good job.
Thank you. There's one. Yes.
Do you know where the Yusai name from? Which language?
It's the founder. She was Chinese and her name was Yusai Khan. The company was named USA Khan Cosmetics Ltd. And the brand is just the start.
Actually, I can tell from the letters, it's not a Mandarin language. It's from Canada. From Hong Kong. Yusai. Yusai is
yes, that's exactly what.
So,
yeah.
my knowledge is this business is from a little bit more than business world, Hong Kong, near China. Then they build it brand in Hong Kong first, or through Hong Kong first,
Yeah.
and then spread it.
I don't think, at least the case study that we built it on was only talking about Chinese market. So
Yes.
maybe it's the origins of her name.
But it's
but
okay.
The product is
It is what you have said is actually very connected with our topic because what we want to deliver is like Yusai used to be a very famous and very successful brand because in the past Chinese people we are confident but we are not so confident as now, right? So what Yusai trying to do is to bring the foreign culture into China. But now Chinese people are more confident in ourselves now. So what Herbalist do is very successful is because they connect with the deep Chinese culture, and they are successful because of this reason. Yeah.
What I mentioned these language details because to me, Hong Kong are much more about business itself. So maybe from the very beginning, the Yusai brand are not like the other successful brand in China. They have something very deep insight, different. One focus more culture, more business. That's why.
Okay. Yes. Thank you very much.
Okay, very good. Let's take 10 minutes for a break, and while we're doing that, Group 7 can set up.
Oh, that's Group 7. Is that blue? This one?